strike day, the 25th of September 2002, and it's total shutdown on the tube. For the first time in memory, there's no service on any lines across the whole network. With only 14 train drivers out of 600 turning up for work today, London has come to a complete standstill. At London Underground head office in St James's Park, a lot of the staff are out helping at the stations. In the Network Control Centre, management are dealing with the impact of the strike. Operational Response Manager Andy Barr is in charge.
Any plans for late turn? Yeah? I know it's early days.
No, we just see what happens. We're so dependent on the individuals actually turning up.
Yeah.
The picketing was very heavy this morning, and you can see the list there.
A lot of pickets.
Yeah.
That's frustrating, isn't it?
Very frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah, they're there for the day, aren't they?
Yeah.
They'll be camped up.
Pay disputes are always well supported. It's slightly worse than we were hoping for.
With no service at all, management are left to cope with thousands of disgruntled commuters. Steve Bennett's boss, Brian Farrow, would usually be busy managing Victoria and Warren Street.
An 8 or a 38 from bus 2 or bay 2 or 1 over there.
Nearly 3 hours after Steve's shift should have started, there's still no sign of him. Like the rest of London, he's sitting on a bus in total gridlock.
Lovely. Yeah, he's at Solihull Road, he'll be here shortly. He's had a day already, and he hasn't even started yet.
Brian Farrow is a group station manager on the Victoria line with a team of 140 staff.
Ray, Bill.
Not yet. Who's that, John?
Yeah. Might be a minute. Hello, Ray, it's Brian. Any news, mate? Nothing at all, anywhere. And I actually just got me pen out, and that was a waste of time, wasn't it?
Oh, okay. I don't know who they are.
It's 10 o'clock, and there's no let-up in the constant flow of passenger inquiries.
So 100% walk out, sir. 100% walk out this time, 100% walk out this time, 100% walk out.
Yeah, but yeah.
Because last time, there were 3 or 4 lines working last time, weren't
Yeah, there's none working this time.
Not at all?
No.
What's that?
Because we've got no drivers.
Yeah, fat idiots, aren't they?
Well, no. It's their right, isn't it?
Yeah, but I know, but the thing is, sir, where's it going to get them now? It's not going to get them now, was it?
No, it's right.
More than 3 hours late, Steve finally arrives for work.
Your book.
I know, very late, I know.
What time are you meant to be in?
I should have been at 7:30. I've been on that bus for 3 hours.
And I've never ever had to wait like this. I'm nearly 83 years old and it's a bit ridiculous. I'm disabled in one leg. I got my daughter over there and I wonder if I could get a taxi quicker than this. I can't stand. Is there any system?
Do you want to go to the...
Let's see what we can do. Come on.
Well, if you could.
Give us your bag, darling.
But I've got another bag here when my daughter...
Brian queue jumps for the passenger.
I'll get shot for this, but all.
Thank you very much. I'm sure there'll be a lot.
Well, it's been terrible, actually. This Lord Mayor, what's his name? Ken Livingstone. He want to stuff this right up his,
At head office, Ken Livingstone is attacking the management over their handling of strike negotiations.
The trade unions prepared to go to arbitration. It is the management, backed by the government, refusing to go, and the present Labour government is refusing to instruct the management of the Underground to use it.
London Underground say arbitration's already been tried and failed.
I still get very frustrated when I hear people making statements about my personal ability without any knowledge about me. I deal with the day-to-day management of the railway, that's my job. And the political environment is one that I have no wish or require to get into.
It's been a very mixed reaction, and if these strikes do continue to build up over the next few weeks, then I think commuters' attitudes may well harden.
Right, you're going to have to get a bus.
Oh, I don't believe this. Is this you guys on strike? So what are you striking for?
We're not on strike. Sorry, am I on strike? Do I look like I'm on strike?
Sorry, just want to get home.
Yeah, so do I. Well, you're going to be using British Rails tonight to get out to Crouch End, I would imagine. I can't yeah, I think that might be your best bet. So it's beginning to wear a little bit thin now, the old, oh yeah, but you're on strike. So what am I doing standing here? I always, when I'm on strike, I always turn up at work and put on a high-vis and stand outside the station. It's one of my hobbies.
London Bridge is shut, and the other Brian, station supervisor Brian Valentine, is at home. The platforms are almost empty. At lunchtime, Brian Farrow gets wind of the fact that management are trying to run a limited Victoria line service between King's Cross and Victoria.
It's not just the fact that there's not enough trains and the crowd control, it's people expecting it to be a full Victoria line service, and we're not, we're just going King's Cross to us. Hello mate, it's Brian Farrow, GSM Victoria. I've heard a bit of a rumour that we might be trying to run a skeleton service. I can't see the point, because we're going to raise people's hopes and then dash them again, and we're going to have confrontation on the gates. Yeah, and I don't want to put my staff in that position.
Andy Barr's heard about staff concerns and has decided to abandon plans for a service.
We had the availability of a number of train operators at Seven Sisters, which were more than the minimum that we needed to run the service. But at this point, halfway through, or two-thirds of the way through a dispute, we have to think carefully what the key issues are. Clearly Brian Farrow caught wind of that and was concerned, quite rightly, for his staff at Victoria.
I'm off.
Steve hasn't been in that long, but his shift is already over.
How can I get home? Tell me how to get to Leighton.
Go down to Waterloo, get the river bus down to Tower Gateway. Yeah.
So I've got to walk to Westminster here, all right?
Oh, sorry. I'll carry you if you like.
Right, see you tomorrow. See you later.
Andy Barr is coming to the end of his 12-hour shift. It's not been the best of days.
We got within minutes of running a service on the Victoria line. Within minutes. Unfortunately, we weren't able to run them. We could have run a train. We could have made a Mickey Mouse measure to prove to everybody that we could run a train. That isn't common sense.
Tomorrow back to normal, 5:15, off we go. Normal service will resume. I just hope it's a good service tomorrow.
The strike cost London's businesses an estimated £60 million. The strikers didn't get their pay increase. But Ken Livingstone has agreed to reopen negotiations when he takes over the running of the tube. Next time, Jeff Marshall tries to get into the Guinness Book of Records.
You just spent half an hour on a train. You think this is bad? You should try doing it for 19 hours.
Will he beat the world record? And at London Bridge, the track repair team have to be called in.
By and large, contractors aren't as much trouble as customers.